Welcome to hell. That's how it's felt the last couple of days. It's nothing to do, well, it's partially to do with the camper, but it's mostly due to my camera that I filmed an entire video, I go to edit it, and all my footage is gone. And to make matters worse, then I get a new portable hard drive because I thought, oh, I should move everything from that one over, and then my old one fries. So now I have no footage from a couple projects that I was working on and working towards, and then eventually would show you guys when they were done. And to make matters worse, this camper is also making me crazy lately. It is absolutely disgusting in here after a couple of tough projects, and to make matters like even more worse, it will not stop raining. And when I say not stop raining, I mean that it has rained basically every day for 2 weeks straight, which means I can't work on the camper if it's raining. Yeah. So here we are, yet again, me and you, working on this 1987 camper that I thought would be a fun project, and I still think it is, but lately, like coming out here this morning, I was like, I don't want to. But it's not supposed to rain until like 7 o'clock p.m. So I thought, Kendyl, you have to go out there. You have to get up and you have to go out there and you have to work today because it's not going to rain. So this video is going to be a little bit different because I've lost a bunch of footage. And I thought it would be a cool way to kind of utilize that to show you just like an update video, what I've been working on, a couple of little projects I need to do today, and then kind of show you what those next steps are to get this finally ready to go. Because we've gotten quite a bit of work done, but through that work we found more problems, which obviously has created more work for me. I say us like my husband's been working on this. He helped me take this bed out this morning. That's his contribution. So that's what we're gonna do today. And yeah. The thing that I'm most proud of, and that is our new dinette seating. Originally we had a 4-person dinette in here, and we still will. However, the dinette had a lot of water damage and it just wasn't functional as far as like how you lifted it up, what was inside. It was really gross. It didn't make a lot of sense to keep, and it wasn't going to function for us for some of the additional components we were going to put in here, namely a refrigerator and our electrical. So what I did instead is I built a new dinette, and we have a fridge box over here. Originally this was all supposed to be in one unit with a slide out for the fridge, but it just didn't fit. I ended up building this as 2 separate units and made it a complete built-in with a little step to get up onto the bed. And the step also has some shoe storage that I added in there so that we can easily take off our shoes and put them somewhere. I'm pretty proud of building this. I don't have a table saw. I don't have a lot of the normal components you would have to build something like this. I think it turned out pretty good without all of that. There's some little, odds and ends I still need to finish up. But other than that, it's gonna be ready to go. Woo! This is the stuff I'm talking about. Currently, our solar wires run down. They're gonna go into our electrical system unit, which is going to be inside this bench. We have a gel battery that I am very much regretting. Lithium batteries are about, I don't know, $400 more, and I honestly just could not afford to put any more money into this system. But it's super heavy, it's super cumbersome, it's much larger. So I think what we're gonna do is use it this season and then probably invest in lithium battery instead, because it's gonna be lighter, smaller, all of those sorts of things, but it will fit in here just fine. This will be an entire video on the electrical system once we get to that point. I'm excited to finally have power in here. We have a new issue where the bed is still slanted even with the supports on. It's going over its stoppers, which is then causing it to shift completely. I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do about fixing that. My stepdad's given me some advice that the supports just need to be shifted forward so that the bed is more supported. It's a project for another day, and I honestly can't even worry about it. The only issue with the bed right now is we can't really clean and paint back here without potentially causing the bed to shift and potentially break. So this area is kind of off limits right now until we get that repaired. But that repair might take, you know, some time before we finally get around to it, because it's fine, it's just not helpful as we're trying to work on everything else we need to get done in here. I've painted pretty much the entire canvas except for over here. You can see where I've painted and where I haven't. So it's more of like a creamy color than we had, which was that kind of off-white that was super dirty. And it looks really good. It's holding up. I've been putting it up and down. We've had rain, we've had some weather changes, and everything is still holding up great. It feels just like fabric would. But like I said, because of the bed issue, I haven't been able to paint over here without worrying about the bed going tch. So we're kind of leaving that for now until I get the bed fixed. But what I do need to continue to do is paint the roofs, I don't know what you call them, the tops of the canvas here. This side obviously I'm having some issues with, but I got half of the other side done, realized I need to do a second coat, ran out of paint, so I need to finish up that paint job, but it's pretty much done. It's just been raining and you can't really paint when it's super humid. Ah! That ain't gonna work. So yesterday, when I lost all of my footage, I had shot this week taking out the old 1987 AC unit, and we have since installed, on the outside at least, the Max Air fan. So we've got that all weather sealed and done. But this has been installed. It's so much lighter than the old AC unit, which is helping support the roof, but it's also allowing us to put just a little bit more weight inside with some of our electrical components and the other work that we have to do in here. I still need to install the interior components of this, as well as fix some of the roof around it from the various water that was getting in from the old AC unit. But so far, I'm very happy to have this. The last update in here are the floors. This is one of the first things we did because we had to redo the floors in order to put in the storage unit, and they turned out really, really good. I bought the cheapest laminate flooring that you could buy at Menards. It was 69 cents a square foot. I didn't really care about the color. And then I worked off of the coloring in the flooring in order to get the paint colors that are going in here that you have yet to see. So the flooring, it took quite a bit of finessing to get it installed because our walls not only aren't straight, they're also not level. So it took quite a bit of time to get things to install without another piece shifting off. But in the end, it turned out really, really good. I'm very confident that these floors are gonna last us the entire time that we have this, and then sometime after that. Once I put all the other components in, I think it's gonna look really good. As far as my next steps, there's a couple of things that I'm really looking to do over the next couple of days. And they largely are all of the little things and little touch-ups I need to do to finish some of the projects I've already started so that I can move on to some of those bigger projects and get them done without having to think about, oh my gosh, I still have to install a faceplate here, or I need to do this, or I need to fix the ceiling, or whatever it might be. So that's going to be the start of what I'm doing today, and kind of show you a few of those projects that we're going to kind of finish up, clean up, get done, all of that kind of stuff, so that we can continue to move on with some of those bigger projects like electrical, the kitchen, and getting that completely made over, painting the outside of the camper. All of these things need to be done, and it takes, you know, all of those minute details that I still have to get done in order to get to those stages and finish them. All right, I guess we need to get started. Maybe I'll go to Starbucks. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a little baby punch list for all of these little baby projects that I need to finish up in order to get this ready for the next stage of our renovation. I've already cleaned it out, so I'm gonna even add that to the list and check it off. Making a little list. Clean junk. We already did that. But I also need to clean the paint that's splattered on the floor. There are a few pieces of trim still on the unit. I need to create the cabinet front. Oh, the ceiling. So, we've already crossed off clean junk. I'm actually gonna do this too. That one is done. I did that before I gave you a nice little tour. There is some paint on the floor we need to clean up. I need to do some trim work around the built-in. The saw is broken. No. I do have a handsaw I can use temporarily if I don't feel like fixing that. The cabinet front, hopefully I can get at least the front built today so that I can put the drawer pull on there. Shoe hinges, if I can find those. I need to peel that wet area back and just see what kind of damage we're working with. It needs to completely dry out before I put an epoxy over it and kind of smooth everything out. Which, with the amount of rain we're getting, I don't know when that's gonna happen. We're basically in a rainforest lately. And then we're gonna remove the former plug that was for the old AC unit as well. So, let's get to it. Good chunk of where this leak was up in the roof. Right now it's just hard to tell what's old and what's new because it just hasn't stopped raining. Even with the tarp on top, you could tell that things were still getting wet underneath. I need to let this dry out now that it's all uncovered and nice and open, and that'll tell me if the leak has been fixed or not, if it continues to dry. A couple of weeks ago when I found the leak, all of this through here was completely soaked, and it is completely dry now, which makes me think that the tarp did help. And now that we have this new unit in, it should dry out. Should is the key word, as long as everything was installed correctly and we don't have any area that water is still coming in. So we're gonna wait. This is kind of a wait and see project up here, but it is all open now. The wood is still in pretty solid condition actually, so I just need to do some touch-ups with some wood glue on some of this paneling, sand it all down so that I can add the wallpaper hopefully soon. we'll see. Rolling right along. Got about 2 hours, 2.5 hours left that I can work. So we gotta bing, bang, boom, boom, boom. Gotta go. This is where our fridge is going. It's a top open fridge. The fridge fits in here really well. I just need to do a little bit of work on trimming out a few pieces. It doesn't look that great on the outside because the floor is so misshapen here that one side of this is actually 1/2 inch longer than the other. But the fridge does fit just fine in here, even if the top looks a little wonky when it's open. It looks fine when it's shut. I did the trim piece on the front here. I just need to do the 2 pieces on the side and then 1 up and down the back here to fill in that gap. And then this piece will be completely done, which will be really nice. Knock off quite a few things on this list. We did the cabinet front. I need to sand it down, make it really nice and even, but it's on. I can't find the hinges. I did build in the trim, so that's done. I did not clean the paint off the floor, and I can't find the hinges. But I did a few other things that were not on this list, like install this piece of transition board to the flooring so it doesn't have that lip with where you can see underneath the artificial floor. And I did a really terrible job spray painting where the fire extinguisher goes. So got quite a bit of little projects done. Let's do a little tour over some cool music. Cue the music. Okay, don't at me. I know that handle is not in the middle. I did not measure it, but it's gonna be covered up with the table, so who really cares? I hope you like my little update tour of everything so far that we've gotten done and everything that we still need to do. If you did, be sure to subscribe because I'm growing this. This is a new venture for me, and subscribing helps me continue to grow this channel. So I always really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Have a good Wednesday. Bye.